Alright, so next question is negative h equals 15. H is really bad, so let's redo this. Negative h equals 15. Okay, so this might look confusing at first, but the thing is we cannot have a negative variable. You cannot have a negative variable. You have to get rid of the negative sign in front. So something that a lot of us forget is that, remember, there is still a 1 in front of that h. There's still a coefficient of negative 1 in front of that h. So I can actually get rid of the negative sign in front. And to do so, I have to turn it into a positive. Well, to turn a negative into a positive, I have to divide or multiply it by another negative. So in this case, I have negative 1 times h. So I'm going to do the inverse, and I'm going to use division. Now, I'm actually going to divide it by negative 1. The reason being, I have negative 1 divided by negative 1, it's going to become positive 1. And so now I'll have a positive 1h if I do that. Remember, what I do to one side, I also have to do to the other. So then I have 15 divided by negative 1 will give me negative 15. So if you ever have a negative sign in front of a variable, to get rid of it, you need to divide it, and if it's just a negative sign and there's nothing else in front, it's just negative h or negative x or negative whatever, you divide it by a negative 1 to get rid of the negative sign in front. Alright? This is no different. This is no different from working out a problem such as, if I wanted to work out a problem such as negative 4x equals 8. Right? The only difference is I don't have a large coefficient in front. I have a coefficient of just negative 1. Here I have a coefficient of negative 4. Right? So this we would work out the same as this. The only difference is I now have a coefficient in front that I can see. But remember, there's still an invisible 1 here that we need to remember to get rid of. Alright? So, let's move on to another problem. We have x divided by 3 equals 4. X divided by 3 equals 4. Well, in this case, x over 3, that's division. Okay, to get rid of the division sign, remember, I have to do the inverse operation of division, which in this case is going to be multiplication. So I'm going to multiply it by 3. Now the reason being, I'm going to multiply it by the 3 on top. Now what that does is it creates 3x divided by 3. Right? So if I simplify this, I'm going to end up getting 3x divided by 3. Doesn't this look a lot like what we did up here? Right? So if I have 3 divided by 3, the 3's are going to cancel. And the only thing I'm going to be left with is the x by itself. What I do to one side, so since I multiplied this side by 3, I also have to multiply the other side by 3. Well, 4 times 3 should be pretty easy. It's going to be 12. Now think about this. What number divided by 3 is going to be equal to 4? Well, 12 divided by 3 is equal to 4. So that's all I did. But all I did was I broke it down into the individual steps we use to solve equations. So that's going to be it for today. Make sure you do the one-step equations worksheet. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.